playing right field. Tyler catches.
Well, good afternoon to everyone tuning in to Game 2 of this 3-game series here at Wolf Field on this beautiful sunny day for some baseball. So your home team, the home team Canyon County Spuds, will be taking on the visiting North Platte Plainsmen again tonight. And if you missed Game 1 last night, let me fill you in. The Plainsmen opened the game with a quick 1-run lead at the end of the first. In the second inning, the Spuds regained the lead, scoring 3 runs to make the score 3-1. And then in the fourth, the Plainsmen got hot, scoring 4 runs and another one in the fifth to make it 6-3. Scoring went a little quiet for 2 innings until the Spuds began their comeback, scoring 1 run in the eighth and 2 more in the bottom of the ninth to send the game into extra innings. And then in the 10th, the Plainsmen outscored the Spuds 2-1 to take the win in Game 1. Today, the Spuds look to get one back. So now let's take a look at the lineups for today's matchup. We'll take a look at those matchups after the national anthem. So now let's take a look at the lineups for today's matchup. Leading off for the Plainsmen is number 1, the center fielder, Jalen Ruffin. Next is number 13, the right fielder, Bryce Zimmerer. Third is number 15, the designated hitter tonight, Nate Windle. Batting cleanup is catcher, number 22, Connor Flagg. Next is the shortstop, number 6, Cade Wood. Sixth in the lineup is number 27, the first baseman, Griffin Myers. Next is the left fielder, number 26, Cesar Garcia. Eighth is number 24, the third baseman, Jack Harpool. And rounding out the lineup for the Plainsmen is number 5, Caden Fiveash. The starting pitcher tonight for the Plainsmen is number 14, Jansen Lucas. Now the lineup for your home team, Canyon County Spuds. Batting first is number 13, the right fielder, Lucas Danielwicks. Next is number 9, the left fielder, Tyler Castelli. Third is number 15, the second baseman, Gabe Garrett. Batting cleanup for the Spuds is number 34, first baseman, Tyler Stone. Next is number 2, Zachary Schwartzberg. Sixth is number 1, Owen Bischoff. Seventh is the designated hitter, number 10, Peyton Flynn. After him is number 8, Matthew Shagabe. And rounding out the lineup is number 24, Nate Galusha. On the mounds for the home team Spuds is number 40, Caleb Bunch. So the lineup for the Spuds tonight, a few new people making their debut here in Game 2 of the season. And for the Plainsmen, the same look, same people, a little bit of a order change tonight, but familiar names. So the Spuds look to get a game back after a heartbreaking loss in the 10th inning last night after mounting a 6-3 comeback to send it to extras. It's a beautiful day out here in Caldwell, Idaho for some baseball.
Number 1, center fielder Jalen Ruffin.
And so on the mound for the Spuds is Jansen Lucas, looking at leadoff hitter, the center fielder, Jalen Ruffin. First pitch called high and outside for ball number 1. Oh, called that one a strike. So the 0-1 count to start the day. Pitch on the way, inside for a ball. Count 1-1. So the 1-1 count on its way, inside for a ball. So a 2-1 count to start the day here, as the time was changed from 7 p.m. to 1 p.m. due to weather concerns. The 2-1 count, swung at, that'll find the gap in left field. So a leadoff base hit for Jalen Ruffin, the center fielder for the Plainsmen.
Number 13, right fielder Bryce.
That'll bring up the right fielder, Bryce Zimmerer, the lefty. Looking at the lefty, Jansen Lucas on the mound for the Spuds. So a man on first here in the top of the first inning. First pitch, low for a ball. As that was Zimmer last night, 6 at-bats, 1 hit, 2 runs. The 1-0 pitch, Lucas shows bunt, contact made to the first baseman. Will he flip it in time? He won't. So a successful bunt for the right fielder. Zimmer advances Jalen Ruffin to second base. So now 2 on, no outs. Bringing up the designated hitter, number 15, Nate Windle. So Nate Windle hitting third tonight as the designated hitter. With a runner in scoring position here early in the top of the first. Lucas, time called. Steps off the mound, steps back in the batter's box. The 0-0, man on first and second. The pitch, called high, ball 1. So a 1-0 start here for the designated hitter Windle. Spuds a little pressure on him early tonight. So the 1-0 count on its way. Called high again. 2-0 the count. Nate Windle in the batter's box, batting .250 throughout their 4 games. Has started in the lineup for the Plainsmen all 4 games so far this year. Lucas takes a look back. Goes for the pickoff, but he doesn't throw it. Ruffin remains at second. And Zimmerer on first. We saw last night, Ruffin has got some speed on him with a few successful stolen bases. Same look again. Lucas making sure he doesn't get too far off the bag there. Doesn't want to see him steal another base. So no outs, 2 on. The 2-0 count in the top of the first. Lucas with the pitch. Check swing, didn't go. A ball 3. So a 3-0 count here. Not the start Lucas was looking for. A runner in scoring position there on second base. A 3-0 count. Here comes the first train of the night, as you see in the background coming by. The 3-0 called high. Now the bases will be loaded. So a walk, no outs, full bases, and brings up the catcher, 22, Connor Flagg, who last night had 3 hits and 2 RBIs. The bases are loaded with no outs here early in the top of the first. Flagg, the lefty, in the box. The pitch, swung at, chopped towards first. That'll be fouled off. Strike number 1. So now an 0-1 count here in the top of the first, with the bases loaded. The 0-1, low and outside for ball. A 1-1 count, evens it out. So Ruffin at third, Zimmerer at second, and the designated hitter, Nate Windle, standing at first. Flagg. Another outside ball. So 2-1 count here. Lucas looking to find that strike zone in a sticky situation for the Spuds early on. Lucas looking at Flagg. The 2-1 finds that corner for strike 2. So a 2-2 now to the lefty Flagg. Bases loaded, no outs. In this game 2 of the series, a check swing called strike. So a strikeout, his first one of the night for Jansen Lucas.
Number 6, the shortstop, Cade Wood.
So that'll give 1 out here in the top of the first, and the bases remain loaded. And now the shortstop, Cade Wood, will step into the box for the Plainsmen. So Cade Wood playing shortstop today. He's looking for an RBI for the Plainsmen. Pitch called high for the strike. Excuse me, for the ball. A 1-0 count to Cade Wood. Wood on the season, batting .375 in 4 games for the Plainsmen. 16 at-bats, 6 hits. Comes the pitch. Swung at to the shortstop, grounded, flings the, oh, he fumbles the ball, and it's single It's a single RBI with the error to the shortstop, Zachary Schwartzberg. So 1 run scores for the Plainsmen, and the bases stay loaded. Cade Wood finds the single off the error, and the Plainsmen take the early lead. So now in the box brings in first baseman Griffin Myers. Number 27, the lefty. The 0-0 swung at, fouled back for strike 1. So still just 1 down here in the top of the first. A 1-0 lead for the Plainsmen. Similar start to last night. The Plainsmen took a 1-0 lead in the first inning. So lefty to lefty delivery. Pitch swung at to first baseman Tyler Stone. Doesn't stay fair, rolls out foul. So count that as a strike, an 0-2 count for the first baseman, Griffin Myers. So Myers looking at Jansen Lucas on the mound. The 0-2 pitch on its way. Called strike 3, so 2 strikeouts now for Lucas as he looks to escape with the bases loaded. So that'll bring up the left fielder, Cesar Garcia. The bases loaded, and now 2 outs in the inning. So Lucas getting a little more comfortable on the mound, finding the strike zone. 2 strikeouts here. Pitch swung at, strike 1. Catcher recovers the ball well. Runners do not advance anywhere. So an 0-1 strike called. Catcher Matthew Shagabe tonight for the Spuds has a quick conversation with Lucas. And they both head back. A beautiful day it is here today in Caldwell, Idaho. Much different look than last night after the rain and the overcast. Sun is out. So Lucas comes to the pitch. Swung at, that'll drop in right field. So 1 run scores. They send another one. That'll be a 2 scores. Will he get to second? Called out. So 2 runs score. A 2 RBI for Cesar Garcia. And the Plainsmen will now take a 3-0 lead. So the Plainsmen get an early lead here against the Spuds, 3-0. And after this, the Spuds will have Daniel Wicks, then Castelli, and then Garrett up to bat. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Wolf Field in Caldwell, Idaho, as the Plainsmen jumped out to an early 3-0 lead, and now the Spuds on offense with Lucas Danielwicks, the right fielder, leading off, facing the pitcher Caleb Bunch for the Plainsmen. First pitch finds that corner for strike number 1. So an 0-1 count as the Spuds trail 3. The 0-1 doesn't catch that corner, called ball. So a 1-1 count for Lucas Danielwicks, looking at Caleb Bunch on the mound. The 1-1 swung at, missed, strike 2. So last night, Danielwicks had 5 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 runs in the first game for the Spuds. So the pitch finds its way for strike 3 for an opening strikeout for Caleb Bunch. So Danielwicks retired. 1 out now in the bottom of the first. So here Castelli batting second tonight. The lefty. Pitch swung at. That'll find the gap in right field for a single for Tyler Castelli. Oh, he's going for 2. Will he get there in time? Throw on its way. Showing off those wheels. A double for Tyler Castelli. So 1 out. Castelli finds that gap, turns on the burners, and makes it to second base for a double. So now up to plate is Gabe Garrett, the second baseman. Gabe Garrett returning to the lineup again tonight. Batting third. A fresh count on its way. Bunt shown. I think a tip catches the catcher in the face. Called foul for a strike. Gabe Garrett, second baseman, makes his way back to the box to face Bunch, the 0-1 count. Bunch pitch, catch the corner for a strike. So an 0-2, a foul off, and a strike. With Castelli at second base in scoring position. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. The 0-2 pitch on its way outside for a ball. So a count 1-2 here to Gabe Garrett. Looking at pitcher Caleb Bunch, who's got 1 strikeout earlier this inning. So the pitch. Swung at, runner goes to third. Will he get there in time? The throw is in time, called out. A double play to end the top of the first. Excuse me, the bottom of the first. So the Spuds leave 1 runner in scoring contention as we'll move to the top of the second. The Plainsmen leading 3-0. We'll be right back.
Don't you hear my boots flap as I'm running?
So welcome back to the action here. In the top of the second, Jack Harpool, batting eighth in the lineup, will lead off here in the top of the second with the Plainsmen leading 3-0 after a 3-run first inning, an error scoring one. So fresh count, Lucas on the mound. Pitch, high and outside, ball number one. So 1-0 count to Harpool. Top of the second. Swung at. Pop fly to right field. That's the right fielder Daniel Wicks making the play for out number one. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the second. Brings up the bottom of the lineup, the second baseman, Caden Fiveash. Fiveash last night had 4 at-bats, 1 hit. Wearing number 5 for the Plainsmen. So an 0-0 count, swing, no swing, called ball. So a 1-0 count. So the Plainsmen wearing their away gray uniforms today with the white bottoms. The 1-0 count, outside, ball 2. So 2-0 in the top of the second. Spuds sporting the black uniforms today with the white bottoms. The pitch, swung at, strike one. A 2-1 count to the second baseman, Caden Fiveash. Lucas, the lefty, looks for his 3rd strikeout of the night, of the evening, or of the mid-afternoon, I guess you could say. The pitch, skips in there, catcher can't control. To 3-1 count now to Caden Fiveash, excuse me. So the 3-1 now. Inside for the walk. There's 1 out. Sorry for that. Brings up the top of the lineup after that walk to Jalen Ruffin, the center fielder. Ruffin, his 2nd at-bat tonight. Already has a single tonight and his 1st at-bat. See what happens this time around. Lucas. Ruffin shows bunt. Ball outside for ball number 1. A 1-0 start for Ruffin. So Fiveash at first. The pitch. Swung at to the 3rd baseman. Field cleanly. Will he get out at second? Called safe. Now called out. So he didn't get the force out. But Fiveash came off the plate after sliding. And the shortstop, Gabe Garrett, the second baseman, Gabe Garrett, caught him off guard and tagged him for out number 2. So that brings up Bryce Zimmer, now with Ruffin, a base hit on first. Lucas looking at Zimmer. Steal. Another successful steal for the Plainsmen. The first one of today. But last night they had a handful of them that I can remember. Ruffin's got some wheels on him. Gets there pretty easily. So a 1-0 count to Zimmerer, the right fielder. So now a runner in scoring position for the Plainsmen. 2 outs. The pitch. Swung at. Will it stay fair? It does. 3rd baseman fields it. Can he swing it to first? Called safe, not in time. So now Ruffin advances to 3rd base as the 3rd baseman, Galusha, couldn't field and throw in time to first base. So a base hit for Bryce Zimmerer brings up the designated hitter for the Plainsmen. number 15, Nate Windle. Windle last night, 5 at-bats. So a fresh count. That one catches the corner for strike 1. So 2 outs here in the top of the second. As Ruffin on third. And here comes train number 2 of the afternoon. The pitch, runner at first will go, and another stolen base for the Plainsmen. So 2 already in this inning, as Zimmerer finds his way from first to second base. So now a 1-1 count as that pitch was in there for a ball. So 2 runners in scoring position for the Plainsmen now as they lead this one 3-0. So Windle has played all 4 games this year for the Plainsmen, batting .250. A 1-1 count. Pitch on its way, swung at, fouled high and out of the park. So now the count is 1-2. So 2 runners still in scoring position as the train still makes its way past the back of Wolf Field here in Caldwell. One of the unique features of the ballpark. So Lucas, the lefty on the mound. 2 runners in scoring position. Plainsmen looking to add to the score. Swung at, strike 3. So a third strikeout for Lucas as the Plainsmen leave 2 runners on scoring position. And the score will remain 3-0 as we move to the bottom of the second. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to the action here in the bottom of the second inning. Plainsmen, an early lead in the first, scoring 3 runs. So the score now, 3-0. So Caleb Bunch still on the mound for the Plainsmen. Bunch with a strikeout tonight. And leading off this inning for the Spuds is the first baseman, Tyler Stone. So Bunch, the lefty, on the mound.
34, first baseman, Tyler Stone.
The lefty, Tyler Stone, in the box. So a lefty on lefty. We'll see who can get the best of the action tonight. An 0-0. Swung at. That'll find the gap to right field. Well struck. That'll make its way to the fence. Tyler Stone rounding 1, going to 2. So the leadoff double for first baseman Tyler Stone. So a good start to the inning for the Spuds as a runner finds his way in scoring position. So this brings up the shortstop tonight, Schwartzberg, who didn't play at all last night, so making his Spuds debut for the 2022 season. So the fresh count, runner on second. in there for a strike. So an 0-1 to start here for Schwartzberg. Looking to start his season off strong. So Schwartzberg looking at bunch. The 0-1 on its way. Low and outside turns it to 1-1. So Stone standing at second base after his leadoff double. A 1-1 count now to Schwartzberg. The pitch swung at, fouled off for strike 2. Count now shifts to 1-2. Still no outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Schwartzberg looking on to the pitcher, Caleb Bunch. Plainsmen leading this one 3-0. Spuds looking to get some back. The pitch in there for strike 3. So another strikeout for Bunch. His third one of the day. So Schwartzberg strikes out, which brings up Owen Bischoff, who also is making his debut tonight for the Spuds. Wearing number 1 for the Spuds, the center fielder. Bunch looks at the second base. Pitch on its way. That one in the outside, catches the corner for a strike. So an 0-1 count to start for the center fielder Bischoff, as Stone still stands at second base after his leadoff double. The pitch, high and outside, 1-1 count. So 1 out here, bottom of the second. Bischoff, the right-handed center fielder, looking for an RBI. The 1-1 pitch, swung at, fouled high and right. Count now moves to 1-2. So once again, Bischoff making his debut this year for the Canyon County Spuds. A 1-2 count. Spuds trail 3. The pitch. Outside, can't find the corner. Evens up the count at 2-2. So Stone still remains at second. Looking to get one back here after going down 3 runs in the first inning. Bischoff looking at Bunch. The pitch. Check swing. High and a ball. So a full count here for Bischoff with a runner in scoring position. 3-2 count with still 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Bischoff. Comes Bunch with the pitch. In there, skips in there for a ball. So a walk. Bischoff finds his way to first base. So now runners on first and second. Brings up the designated hitter tonight, Peyton Flynn, wearing number 10 for the Spuds. So only 1 out. Now 2 on for the Spuds, as the tall designated hitter Peyton Flynn steps into the box. The 0-0 outside for a ball. So Flynn last night, 2 at-bats, 1 run. So the pitch in there for a strike, evens out the count at 1-1. 1-1. A runner in scoring position. Pitch swung at, fouled, or makes its way into the field. Will advance the runners, but he's tagged out at first. So now 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. That brings up the catcher tonight, making his Spuds debut. A few guys here in the lineup making their debut. Number 8, Matthew Shagabe. So 2 runners in scoring position. The tying run at the plate. So Bunch, 3 strikeouts, looking for his 4th. The first pitch, that one called upstairs for the ball. A 1-0 count to start for Shagabe, the catcher for the Spuds. So 1-0 count in there for ball number 2. So a 2-0 count as Bunch is on the mound looking at the righty Matthew Shagabe. The pitch in there for a strike. So now a 2-1 count with 2 runners on scoring position and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Spud looking to tie this game up. The pitch catches that upper corner for strike 2, evens the count at 2-2. So Stone and Castelli, no, excuse me, Schwartzberg on the bases. The pitch. That one called barely outside. So now a full count here to Matthew Shagabe. So Bischoff on second and Stone at third. A full count, 2 outs. The pitch. Low for a ball. So the base is loaded now as that brings up the third baseman at the bottom of the lineup tonight for the Spuds, Nate Galusha. So we saw this situation last night. The base is loaded, and the Spuds weren't able to capitalize, looking to change the script tonight and potentially take the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. So Galusha, number 24 in the box. The first pitch, swung at, swing and a miss, strike 1. So an 0-1 count to start. Bases are loaded. The pitch, check swing in there for another strike. So an 0-2 start for the third baseman, Galusha, as the bases remain loaded with 2 outs in the bottom of the second here. The 0-2 pitch, chopped at, will it find the gap? That's the second baseman, Caden Fiveash, making the grab. So the Spuds can't capitalize with the bases loaded and 2 outs there. So the score will remain 0-3 as we move to the top of the third inning. Take a quick break and be right back.
Don't you hear my boots flap as I'm running?
Welcome back to the action. Here's the top of the third is getting to start. As number 22, the lefty, Connor Flagg, will lead off the inning for the Plainsmen. So Jansen Lucas on the mound for the Spuds. 3 strikeouts on the day. The fresh count. The first pitch. Check swing. That one missed low for a ball. So 1-0 count to start the top of the third inning. Plainsmen leading 3-0. The 1-0 pitch inside for ball number 2. So the count now 2-0. As the lefty, Connor Flagg, looks to get the inning started for the Plainsmen. A 2-0 pitch. That one low and outside moves the count to 3-0. So not the spot Jansen Lucas wants to be at here to start the top of the third. The pitch. Straight in the strike zone for strike number 1. So count moves to 3-1. As Flagg last night, 6 at-bats, 3 hits, and 2 RBIs. A 3-1. Check swing. In there for a strike. So a full count, started 3-0, now 3-2. Lucas looks for his 4th strikeout of the day. Game 2 of the series here are the Spuds against the Plainsmen. The Plainsmen got the best of the Spuds in extras last night, winning 8-7. Spuds looking to get one back today. The full count, no outs. Pitch. Swung at towards left field. That's Tyler Castelli for the Spuds making the grab for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down here to start the top of the third. Which brings up the shortstop, Cade Wood, for the Plainsmen. Now Wood on the year, batting .375, starting in all 4 games, 16 at-bats, 6 hits, 3 runs. So the 0-0 on its way. In there, catches that upper corner for a strike. An 0-1, 1 down now to start the top of the third. So the 0-1 count to Cade Wood. Pitch on its way, swung at, fouled down the third base line. Will move the count to 0-2. So the Spuds losing their season opener last night, starting with an 0-1 record. The Plainsmen in their 5th game of the year at an even .500, 2-2. So the 0-2 on its way. Swung at, fouled again, back and left. So the count will remain at 0-2. So the lefty, Jansen Lucas, 3 strikeouts tonight. Looking for another one here in the top of the third. The 0-2 on its way. Oh, inside and will makes contact on Cade Wood. So the 0-2 turns into a walk for the Plainsmen. Not what Jansen Lucas was looking for there after having started the 0-2 count. But nonetheless, the runner will advance to first base. So the big lefty, Griffin Myers, the first baseman, will step up for the Plainsmen. So the fresh count, 1 out here in the top of the third. First pitch turns it to first base. Not in time. Cade Wood sliding safe. So we'll try this 0-0 pitch again. The lefty to the lefty. Tries it again. The runner will go to second. The throw will be in time for out number 2. So the pitcher made the throw to first. Cade Wood took off to second. Stone was able to toss it to Garrett for out number 2. So still the 0-0 count to Griffin Myers, but now 2 outs in the top of the third and nobody on. So the first pitch swung at to the shortstop, the second baseman Gabe Garrett, who flips it to first base Tyler Stone for out number 3. So a good inning there for the Spuds. No runners advancing to scoring position. The score remains 3-0 as we move to the bottom of the third inning as the Spuds look to get something going on the offensive side. We'll be right back. So before we get underway here in the bottom of the third, I'd like to remind everybody watching to check us out on our social medias. Find us at Facebook at Spuds Baseball Club, Twitter at Spuds Baseball, Instagram at Spuds Baseball, as well as YouTube, where you're probably tuning in today, at Spuds Baseball. So we appreciate everybody tuning in today, and make sure to follow our social medias to stay up to date with everything to do with your home team Spuds. Now let's get this bottom of the third inning underway. So Lucas Danielwicz will start the bottom of the third inning here. First pitch in there for a ball. So a ball one, a 1-0 count. Danielwicz struck out earlier. Looking to get something going today. The pitch swung at to the shortstop, Cade Wood. Cade Wood fields, fumbles the ball, and that'll be a base hit. So an error for the Plainsmen allows Danielwicz to make his way to first base for the base hit. So that brings up the lefty, Castelli, who has a double on the day already. We'll see if he can get something going. So now runner on first, the lefty, Castelli in the box. First pitch in there, strike one. The 0-1 to start this matchup between pitcher Caleb Bunch and Tyler Castelli. The 0-1 pitch, low, evens up the count at 1-1. So the bottom of the third, one runner on, a 1-1 count to Tyler Castelli. Bunch takes a peek at Danielwicz at first. The pitch catches that up corner, strike two. So the count moves to 1-2 now. Still 0 outs here in the the bottom of the third. Runner on first for the Spuds. Bunch the pitch. Chopped at to the shortstop. Fielded well by Cade Wood. Flipped to second. No play for the double play. But nonetheless, 1 out there as Danielwicz is forced out at second base. So the first out of the inning as now Castelli at first. So that brings up Gabe Garrett to the plate. So the bottom of the third, the 0-0, bunt shown. Doesn't go, pitches in there for a strike. The 0-1 now. Now the 0-1 on its way. Does it catch the corner? Doesn't. Evens the count at 1-1 here for the second baseman, Gabe Garrett. So the 1-1 count, runner at first. He will check him out. Bunch tosses it over to first. Castelli back in time. He's called safe. So the count's still 1-1. Here comes the pitch from Caleb Bunch. On its way, swung at, fouled high and right for strike number 2. So a 1-2 now for number 15, Garrett. So runner on first, the 1-2 pitch. Swung at, will it drop in center field? It will. So a base hit for number 15, Gabe Garrett, will advance Castelli to second, and he finds his way at first. So Gabe Garrett with the single brings up Tyler Stone, who his last at bat had a double. So the big lefty finds himself looking at pitcher Caleb Bunch with runners on first and second, still 1 out in the bottom of the third. So the first pitch on its way, low for a ball. So now a 1-0 count start here for the first baseman, Tyler Stone. Runners on first and second. He looks back, a little bit of a pickle situation. The pitcher runs after. Will he get there in time? So the Bunch chases after Castelli, diving, tags him out. A little bit of an odd play there. That will move the runner, Gabe Garrett, to second. But Castelli got himself in a little bit of an awkward situation there when Bunch turned around and then started chasing after him to tag him out. So out 2. The pitch, swung at, straight to the second baseman, Caden Five-Ash, fields it cleanly and tosses it to first to Myers for out number 3. So another runner left in scoring position for the Spuds as they can't find their way to make a run on the board. So at top of the 4th, Plainsmen look to add to their lead. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the action here in beautiful Caldwell, Idaho.
26, the left fielder,
As the top of the 4th looks to get underway with Cesar Garcia, the left fielder, in the batter's box. The 0-0 pitch in there for strike 1.
Just underway here in the top of the 4th.
So Jansen Lucas, 3 strikeouts so far in the day. 3 runs allowed in the first. An error allowing one of those runs to score. The 0-1 pitch, high and outside, ball 1, evens the count.
Plainsmen looking for their first series win in franchise history today. They fell in that first series. They went 1-2 against
So a 1-1 start the top of the 4th inning. No outs, on its way. Swung at to left field. That's towards left fielder Tyler Castelli. Does he make the catch? Okay, he makes the catch. He dropped it when he was trying to throw it into the field, but still called out. So first out brings up Jack Harpool for the North Platte Plainsmen. So Harpool looking at Jansen Lucas on the mound for the Spuds. The lefty with the pitch. Catches that upper corner for strike 1. So the 0-1, 1 down here in the top of the 4th. Swung at, strike 2. 0-2 start for Harpool. The 0-2 pitch, swung at, fouled back. Harpool found a way to make a little bit of contact on that pitch. Count stays at 0-2. Whoops. Still only 1 out. The 0-2 count, nobody on. Swung at, straight to the second baseman. Garrett fields it, flips it to first base for out number 2. So 2 outs now, which will bring up 5-Ash, who rounds out the lineup tonight for the Plainsmen. So 5-Ash, the lefty, makes his way into the batter's box. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the 4th. Lefty v. lefty. 0-0. In there, strike 1. A good pitch there from Lucas. So the 0-1 now. Skips in there outside for ball 1. So 1-1. So 5-Ash last night had 1 hit with a 167 average. Looking at Bunch on the mound. Pitch swung at. A swing and a miss for strike 2. So that pitch in there inside. 5-Ash swings at it. A 1-2 count, 2 outs. Pitch swung at. That'll find the gap in left field. Castelli not there in time for a base hit. So a single for Caden 5-Ash. He'll make his way to first, which brings up the top of the lineup for the Plainsmen. The center fielder, Jalen Ruffin, for the Plainsmen. So Ruffin on the season, 17 at-bats, 4 hits, 1 RBI. 0-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner. Strike 1. An 0-1 start to Jalen Ruffin. So 5-Ash, a single standing at first, a 2-out single. An 0-1 pitch. Skips in there for a ball. A 1-1 count now. So the lefty Lucas slings it to first. Tries to get 5-Ash off guard. 5-Ash back in time. Count still remains 1-1.
More of a just trying to get him back to first than pick him off. Here's the 1-1 now from Lucas.
The pitch on its way.
Misses
Well inside. Ball number 2.
2-1.
Count now 2-1.
Plainsmen again on the road for the first time.
2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Only back-to-back road series again. They head to Fremont. They'll play at Mueller Field
A
against
2-1 count to Ruffin.
Here's the 2-1. Again, they'll try to
So Bunch once again tosses it to first, trying to pick off 5-ash. Back in plenty time. And the Plainsmen, already 2 steals tonight. I'm sure Lucas is conscious about that. The 2-1, swung at, fouled back. Evens the count at 2-2.
It wasn't supposed to be opening day for Fremont. They opened up all of their games at Mueller Field, but rain canceled all of them. They're now at the road in Laramie.
So 2 outs, runner at first.
Their season opener, 6-5. New City 3-1.
Here comes the pitch.
Another new team to the Independence League. 2-2.
Lucas.
Lucas to Ruffin. That one misses. And it just nicks Ruffin.
So contact was made there. Hits Ruffin in the shoulder, just barely. So another runner advances from hit by a pitch, which brings a runner into scoring position. So runners in first and second, 2 outs, a fresh count. Bryce Zimmerer, the right fielder, makes his way to the mound. Excuse me, the batter's box. So catcher Matthew Shagabe has a quick conversation with Lucas.
Plainsmen trying to add on to their 3-0 lead.
2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Been their inning. In the last 3 games, they scored 11 total runs. In that 4th inning, it's now a late mound visit.
Now a mound visit from the coach, Spuds. The infielder comes in to get a quick conversation. We'll take a pause. So just a quick conversation there to pitcher Jansen Lucas as the Spuds try to limit the Plainsmen from scoring any runs. Plainsmen still leading this game 3-0 after 3 runs in the first. So 2 outs, a fresh count to the lefty Bryce Zimmerer. Lucas gets the call. Checks back at second. The pitch way and outside. Catcher can't handle it, so runners will advance. So now a 1-0 count, 2 runners in scoring position. Still 2 outs here. Spuds looking to get out of this one now. 2 runners in scoring position. 2 outs. The pitch. Swung at. That'll find a gap. 1 runner will score. 2 runners will score. Zimmerer, a 2 RBI single. So 2 more runs for the Plainsmen. Extends the lead to 5-0. So a 2 out, 2 RBI single extends that lead for the Plainsmen. So Nate Windle to DH now in the box. First pitch in there for a strike.
First pitch strike to Nate Windle. Windle struck out in his last appearance back in the second. Reached on a walk and scored back in the first. He has Zimmerer standing on.
So the 0-1, still 2 outs. Plainsmen adding 2 runs to their lead. Zimmerer on first. Zimmerer goes, swung at, high fly ball. The first baseman, Tyler Stone, tracking that one, makes the grab. So there's the 3rd out of the inning. The Plainsmen score 2 more with a 2-out RBI from Bryce Zimmerer. Extends that lead to 5-0. We'll see if the Spuds can get some offense sparked here in the bottom of, the bottom of the 4th inning. So now the Plainsmen up 5-0. We'll be right back.
the shortstop.
So for the bottom of the fourth inning, Schwartzberg looks to get things going for the Spuds, making his debut tonight after not playing in game one of this three-game series. The first pitch, low for a ball. This count starts at 1-0. Comes the pitch, swung at, missed for strike one. Evens the count. So the Spuds find themselves trailing early here. We're looking to make a comeback. Down 5. Pitch, check swing, misses low for ball. So 2-1, start the bottom of the fourth. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. A 2-2 now. So a 2-2 now. The shortstop, Zachary Schwartzberg. That pitch outside moves that count to full. So a 3-2 now. Full count to the shortstop, Zachary Schwartzberg. The pitch. That one's low for a ball. So a leadoff walk. Schwartzberg makes his way to first and brings up the center fielder, Owen Bischoff.
Center fielder Owen Bischoff.
So Bischoff batting 6 tonight in the Spuds lineup. The 0-0 swung, fouled way back for strike one. So an 0-1 count to start the day for Bischoff. The 0-1, Schwartzberg at first. The pitch, high, catcher swings it to first, tries to catch Schwartzberg, but he gets back in time. So that evens the count 1-1. Schwartzberg remains at first base. So catcher Connor Flagg looking to catch Schwartzberg off guard there. The pitch, curves in there for a strike. A good pitch. A 1-2 count. Still no outs in the bottom of the fourth. Time called from Bunch. Count remains 1-2. Schwartzberg remains at first base. The pitch swung at, fouled off. So the count will remain 1-2. What a great day it is out here in Caldwell, Idaho. Some rain scheduled for tonight, so game had to move up from 7 to 1. A little breezy, around 70 degrees. We hope that for everybody watching online, we'll have a chance to come and visit Wolf Field at some point. Come see our beautiful ballpark here in Caldwell. So now the 1-2. Pitch, runner goes, fouled off. So Schwartzberg went for the steal there, but pitch fouled off, so he'll return to first base. The count still 1-2 with no outs in the bottom of the fourth. Time called. So the count remains 1-2. So the 1-2, runner still at first. The pitch from Bunch. catches that corner for strike 3. His Caleb Bunch 4th strikeout tonight. Bischoff thought that one was a little bit outside, but called strike. So another strikeout nonetheless. So now Peyton Flynn, the DH tonight for the Spuds. Looks to get something going with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. The pitch, called strike. Peyton Flynn last night scored himself a run. Bunch tries to pick off Schwartzman, called safe. An acrobatic play by the first baseman Myers to snag that ball a little bit high. So an 0-1, 1 down in the bottom of the 4th. Once again, Bunch tries to pick off the runner at first, but he gets back in time yet again. So Schwartzberg still at first. Flynn in the batter's box. Caleb Bunch on the mound. The pitch, that one's low and outside. Ball 1. 1-1 count. It's Peyton Flynn. Looks to get something going for the Spuds as they look to crawl back from this 5-run deficit. 1-1 the pitch, big swing and a miss. The count now moves to 1-2 for Peyton Flynn, the DH for the Spuds tonight. Comes the pitch. Swung at high to right field. That's Bryce Zimmerer going back to make the grab. Can he track it? A good grab for Zimmerer for out number 2. Schwartzberg will make his way from first to second. Zimmerer had to run back there to grab that. And Schwartzberg was quick enough to get from first to second. So now 2 outs, a fresh count. Catcher Matthew Shagabe stepping into the box with Schwartzberg now at second in scoring position. So 2 down, the bottom of the 4th. Spuds look to get a run on the board. The pitch. Strike. So the 0-1 count to start for Shagabe. Oh, 0-1. Number 8 Shagabe looks to get something going. That one in there for another strike. 0-2. And Schwartzberg remains out there at second base. The pitch, swung at, strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Caleb Bunch. So the Spuds leave yet another runner in scoring position. We'll be back for the top of the 5th.
Don't you hear me?
So no pitcher here to start the top of the 5th for the Canyon County Spuds. Brendan Tom, the righty, on the mound. So he'll start off against the catcher Connor Flagg
Number 22 catcher Connor
for the Plainsmen. So Tom, his first pitch of the day on its way, swung. That one makes its way right over the third baseman's head for a base hit. So Tom's first pitch is a leadoff single for Flagg. So his next batter he'll be facing is the shortstop, Cade Wood.
Number 6, the shortstop, Cade Wood.
And now a runner on first. Fresh count. Tom looking at Wood. The pitch swung at, fouled high and out. Strike one. An 0-1 start. A runner on first. Tom's pitch, runner goes, bunt shown. Will the throw be in time? It isn't. Not handed cleanly. So Connor Flagg will make his way to third base. So Flagg makes his way from first to third after the second baseman and the catcher couldn't connect. So an 0-1 count. Runner at third as the Plainsmen still lead 5-0. So Cade Wood still in the box for the Plainsmen. Tom looks to get something going. Pitch, high, ball. 1-1. Count 2-1. Pardon me. So a 2-1 fouled off. Count evens at 2-2. Spuds looking for their first win tonight. A tough loss last night, 8-7 in extras. So a 2-2 count, runner on third. Tom, pitch, swung at, high, first baseman. Tyler Stone looking to make the grab. The second baseman, nope, nobody can get over there in time. So that one fouled off. The count will stay at 2-2. Nobody in the field for the Spuds could get under that one. So still no outs. And Connor Flagg remains at third base. So the Spuds still trailing 5 runs after 3 runs from the Plainsmen in the first inning and 2 more in the fourth. Brendan Tom looking at Cade Wood. The pitch chopped at and fouled off. Once again, the count will stay at 2-2. So Tom, in his first inning from the bullpen. The 2-2, no outs, on its way. Swung at towards center field. That's Owen Bischoff going back to make the grab. Can he get there? A diving grab is made. So a runner will score. A great grab by Owen Bischoff out in center field to get the first out of the inning, but the Plainsmen add to their lead. So Griffin Myers now up to the plate for the Plainsmen. So Brendan Tom finds his first out pitching. As the center fielder, Owen Bischoff, made a good diving grab. So 1 out. Base is empty now. First pitch curved in there. Outside for ball 1. The 1-0 count, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The lefty Myers pitch well inside for ball number 2. So a 2-0 count now. Brendan Tom still trying to find that strike zone.
Plainsmen 2-2 on the season. Canyon County 0-1 as they opened up their season yesterday with that about 3-hour and 14-minute game between the Plainsmen that went to 10 innings.
So here
Plainsmen won last night.
in the top of the 5th, swung on, fouled off. So a 2-1 count now. So Tom throwing to Myers.
Pitchers have been flooding into North Platte for the Plainsmen. Plainsmen should have a pretty full pitching staff coming up
1 out.
Tuesday when they hit Fremont.
Pitch
Now from Tom.
inside again for a ball.
Count now goes to
A 3-1 count now. Still nobody on for the Plainsmen, scoring 1 run from a sacrifice fly from shortstop Cade Wood. The lefty Myers swings. That one's to left field towards Castelli. Third baseman Galusha running back. Neither can get there in time. Foul ball. So now a full count for Griffin Myers. Looking at pitcher Brendan Tom. Full count with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. The Spuds hoping to even the series today in their 2nd game of the season. The pitch swung at towards the third baseman, and it finds its way to left field. So a base hit for Griffin Myers, and still just 1 out of that full count.
Number 26, the left fielder, Cesar.
So Cesar Garcia now in the box for the Plainsmen. So 1 out still. Now a runner at first. Tom on the mound. The pitch. A bunt shown. Won't go. Catcher throws it to first. Runner back in time. So an 0-1 count. Runner remains at first. An 0-1 count. That one skips in there. A ball. So a 1-1 count. So Brendan on the mound. Getting some chants here from the crowd. Trying to spark some energy for the Spuds to get out of the inning. Brendan, the pitch, swung at. That one to the shortstop, makes the play, flips it to second. Can they turn 2? They do. So a double play there for the Spuds to get out of the inning. And their offense will come back out on the field in the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll see if they can get something going and spark this comeback. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to the bottom of the 5th inning. As the third baseman, Nate Galusha, looks to get things started here for the Spuds. Batting 9th out of the lineup today. Spuds trailing 6 after allowing 1 run in the top of the 5th. That one swung at towards left field. Cesar Garcia tracking that one, makes the grab. Out 1. So first pitch swung at, popped out. Garcia makes the grab.
Number 13, the right fielder, Lucas Danielwicks.
So now we make our way to the top of the lineup for the Spuds. Lucas Danielwicks has a base hit tonight. 1 out, first pitch. That one low for a ball. 1-0 start. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Spuds trailing 6. Bunch, the pitch in there, check swing. Low for a ball. So a 2-1 count. Bunch in his 5th inning here today on the mound. Pitching a shutout. Pitch. That one marked as a ball. So now a 3-1 count to Lucas Danielwicks. With 1 out. Swung at, that one's left field, deep. Left fielder can't make there in time. So Danielwicks rounds first to second. Will he send to third? He won't. Stops at second. A 1-out double for Lucas Danielwicks. Cesar Garcia, the left fielder, couldn't get out there in time. So mark that one down as a double for Lucas Danielwicks. So that brings up the left fielder, Tyler Castelli, for the Spuds, as they have yet another runner in scoring position. We'll see if they can get one on the board here now. That one swung at and fouled off high and left. 0-1. So the lefty Castelli has a double and a single. Trying to get something on the board for the Spuds, who trail 6. The pitch skips in there for a ball. Even the count, 1-1. Now the 1-1, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. A runner on second. Bunch looks back at Danielwicks standing at second base. Doesn't make the throw. Here's Castelli looking at pitcher Caleb Bunch. Swung at straight to the gap. That will be at least a single. The runner goes. Danielwicks to home. So a 1-out RBI for the left fielder, Tyler Castelli. Another base hit, and the Spuds are on the board. So Danielwicks scores off of that RBI single from Tyler Castelli. So that brings up Gabe Garrett, the second baseman, batting third in the lineup for the Spuds. So 1 on. The Spuds get one back, 6-1. First pitch catches the outside, strike 1. So Castelli at first. Garrett at the plate. The pitch. Bunt was shown, and that one's called a ball. So even count, 1-1. Spuds look to rally. Make a comeback. Bunch throws it to first, tries to pick off Castelli, but Castelli back in time. So still 1-1. Castelli on first base. Garrett looks at the pitch, checks. Check swing called safe. So now the count 2-1. Crowd showing some energy here, getting behind their home team Spuds. The pitch swung at to the third baseman, a diving grab. Can he flip it to second? What a play by the third baseman, Jack Harpool, laying out for that one and able to flip the ball over to the second baseman, Caden Fiveash, for the second out of the night.
Number 34, first baseman.
So now Garrett makes his way to first base. And Tyler Stone, the first baseman, steps into the box. He's got a double today. Now Bunch on the mound. The pitch in there for a strike. An 0-1 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fifth. Spuds got one. Still trying to crawl back. Now trailing 6-1. The pitch just misses outside, ball 1. So 1-1 to the first baseman, Tyler Stone. Bunch shakes off the call. Gets the one he likes. The pitch. Runner goes. Will he get there in time? The ball delivered fast enough and an out. So out number 3 as Gabe Garrett tried to steal and is called out. So there's the third out in the bottom of the fifth. Spuds able to get 1. Still trail by 5. We'll be back for the top of the 6th inning. Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. The Spuds able to get 1 back there in the bottom of the 5th, and now trail 5 as number 24, the third baseman, Jack Harpool, steps into the box. Little cloud cover coming over here. Great day for some baseball. The 0-0 swung at, that'll get the gap for a base hit. So Jack Harpool gets the single to lead off here in the top of the 6th inning. So Caden Fiveash batting 9th in the inning for the Plainsmen. The lefty makes his way into the box after the single from Jack Harpool. So Brendan Tom still at the mound for the Spuds. The first pitch. Swung at, fouled down that first base line. So the 0-1. The 0-1 to Fiveash. Tom looking down with the pitch. Runner will go. Will the throw be in time? Just barely not in time. So another stolen bag for the Plainsmen as Harpool advances from first to second base. So no outs. A 1-1 count now as Harpool stands on second after a successful stolen base. Tom with the pitch. Inside. Moves the count to 2-1. So Harpool at second in scoring position. 5 in the box for the Plainsmen. Tom gets the call from his catcher, Matthew Shagabe. Looks back at second. The pitch. That one low for another ball. Moves the count to 3-1. Still no outs here in the top of the sixth. The Spuds trail 6-1 here in the second game of this 3-game series. So the 3-1 to 5 swung at to the second baseman. Garrett fields it, flips it to Stone at first for out number 1. So Harpool makes his way to third. 1 out now. As they're back to the top of the lineup, Jalen Ruffin, the center fielder, looks at pitcher Brendan Tom. So a fresh count, 1 out, a runner now at third base. The pitch. Curveball in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch, chopped at. Contact made, fouled back. Strike 2. So the 0-2 now to leadoff hitter Jalen Ruffin, number 1. Brendan Tom, the pitch. Swung at to the first baseman, fielded, flipped to the pitcher. Will he get there in time? He does. So Ruffin's speed isn't enough as the first baseman, Tyler Stone, fields, pitches it to Tom, and makes it to first base before Ruffin can for out number 2. So a run did score there, which makes the score now 7-1. So a 7-1 lead now for the Plainsmen. So a fresh count with 2 outs now, no on, as the Plainsmen get another run. First one inside, chopped at, fouled off left. Strike 1. So an 0-1. Tom looking at Bryce Zimmer, the right fielder. The 0-1 pitch, swung at. That's Tom going to make the play, flips it to first for out number 3. So the Plainsmen get the 1 back, make the lead 6 yet again, 7-1. The bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be right back. So if you noticed that last advertisement I threw up there for Starbucks, if you're local here in Idaho, around the Caldwell area, if you make your way to the Caldwell Starbucks and you tell them go Spuds, you can get yourself a 2-for-1 ticket redeemable at any game this year for the Spuds. So make your way to the Starbucks here in Caldwell and get yourself a 2-for-1 ticket to come out and watch the Spuds play here at Wolf Field. So now here we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tyler Stone has a double earlier today. We'll start this inning off. The Spuds trailing 7-1. Looking to even the series after losing last night. The pitch. That one low for a ball. So a 1-0 count here for Tyler Stone, the first baseman. The pitch. Swung at. Will that find the gap? It will. So it will be a base hit for Tyler Stone to start the bottom of the 6th. Next brings up Zachary Schwartzberg, the shortstop for the Spuds. So Tyler Stone adds to his day with a base hit. So no outs, a runner on first. The pitch in there for strike one. On an 0-1 count, no outs, bottom of the 6th. Spuds trailing 6. The 0-1 pitch, that one outside, evens the count. So a 1-1 to Schwartzberg, who didn't play last night in the loss. Looks to get something going. The pitch. That one in for a ball. So now a 2-1 count. Schwartzberg looking at Bunch, who's only allowed 1 run here against the Spuds. The pitch. Swung at, tipped off. Count will move to 2-2. So Tyler Stone standing at first after his leadoff single. Schwartzberg, the shortstop, now with a 2-2 count. So the 2-2 pitch from Bunch. That one outside. Moves it to a full count. So a 3-2 count. Runner at first. No outs here in the bottom of the 6th. So full count. Bunch looking at the catcher. Flag. Gets the call. The 3-2. Swung, fouled up and back. That one might have hit the press box. So the count stays at 3-2. Stone still at first. We'll try this 3-2 pitch again. The 3-2 swung at. That one swung and made contact. Barely tipped it, but it looks like it hit Schwartzberg in the leg. He walks that one off. Coach will come and check on him, shaking it off. So still 3-2. Schwartzberg took a stinger there to the right leg. Stone still stands at first. So the count still 3-2. Bunch on the mound, looking for another strikeout. Schwartzberg looking to get something going. Swung, and that'll find the gap for a base hit. So Schwartzberg off the full count hits another single. So Stone moves from first to second. Schwartzberg to first. A base hit. So 2 runners on, still no outs here in the bottom of the 6th. So now Owen Bischoff, the center fielder, will be up next. The Plainsmen coach will come out to have a quick chat with Caleb Bunch.
Only out hitting the Spuds 9-7. They've just been able to take advantage more. Now Sandos comes to talk with Caleb Bunch and Connor Flagg.
So that's Stone standing at second base for the Spuds, and Schwartzberg on first after his single. In the box, number 1, Owen Bischoff for the Spuds. A runner in scoring position, looking to crawl back from this 7-1 deficit. So fresh count, no outs. Bottom of the 6th.
Number 1, the center fielder, Owen Bischoff.
Crowd showing a little excitement here. Runner in scoring position. Bischoff looks at Caleb Bunch. Swung at. That'll find the gap. So Stone will round third. Tries to hold back. So now the bases will be loaded after the 3rd single of this inning. So Bischoff advances the runners, finds himself at first base. So now the DH up to plate, Peyton Flynn for the Canyon County Spuds as they look to crawl back and get some runs here. A perfect situation for the home team Spuds. Bases loaded, no outs, and the DH on the plate. So a fresh count, looking to get something going. First pitch, swung at, high fly ball to right field. That one will be caught by Zimmerer. Runners will hold. So out number 1. So Stone stays put at third. The bases remain loaded. And now Matthew Shagabe steps into the plate looking for an RBI. So 1 out. Bases loaded. That one outside for a ball. So Stone, Schwartzberg, and Bischoff out there after each hitting their own single. So that pitch fouled off and out. So that's a strike. A 1-1 count for Matthew Shagabe. Shagabe making his Spuds debut tonight. Looking to change the momentum here for the Spuds. The pitch. That one catches the outside corner. Strike 2. So now the 1-2, bases loaded, 1 out. Bunch looks at Shagabe. Pitch, high and outside. So 2-2. 2-2, bases loaded. Spuds trail 7-1. The pitch, swung at, swing and a miss. A strikeout for Caleb Bunch, his 6th one of the day. So now 2 outs. And number 24, Nate Galusha, makes his way to the box. So a similar scene from last night. Bases loaded, 0 outs. And now bases loaded, 2 outs. Number 24, Galusha, looking at pitcher Caleb Bunch. So an 0-0 count. First pitch in there for strike 1. An 0-1 start for Galusha.
0-1, Bunch looks on to Galusha. Bunch comes
Bunch with 6 strikeouts. The pitch. That one catches the outside, strike 2. So now 0-2 for Nate Galusha with the bases loaded.
0-2 with the Plainsmen up 7-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs. In the
The
bottom
pitch. That one outside, ball 1. Count 1-2. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Bunch comes set. 0-2 to Galusha.
The 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung at, fouled high and out. Count will stay.
Count will stay at 1-2, and we'll do it again. 3 straight singles from Stone, Schwartzberg, and Bischoff loaded the bases to start out this bottom of the 6th.
So Galusha steps back into the box. A 1-2 count. Stone, Schwartzberg, and Bischoff rounding the bases. That pitch in there, that one hit, made contact to second baseman, 5-Ash. Makes the toss, and the Plainsmen escape. So more runners left in scoring position for the Spuds, and they can't get one on the board. They still trail 7-1 as we make our way to the top of the 7th inning. We'll be right back. So now we move to the top of the 7th inning. Number 15, the DH, Nate Windle, will get things going for the Plainsmen. So the Spuds could not convert with 3 on and no outs in the last inning. So the score still will remain 7-1. So Nate Windle still looking at pitcher Brendan Tom, who came in from the bullpen earlier. The fresh count. Pitch in there for strike 1. So 1 strike here in the top of the 7th. Spuds trail 6 runs. Pitch on its way. That one curves outside for ball 1. So Plainsmen, 3 runs in the first, 2 runs in the 4th, 1 run in the 5th, and 1 more run in the 6th. Totals them to 7. And the Spuds getting their 1 run in the bottom of the 5th inning. That pitch way outside, ball 2. So a 2-1 to Nate Windle, with Brendan Tom pitching for the Spuds. That one can't find the strike zone either. 3-1 count. So now the 3-1 Tom to Windle. The pitch, that one also low. So a walk to start the top of the 7th for the Plainsmen.
Number 22, the catcher.
So Connor Flagg, the lefty, will step up for the Plainsmen. As Windle now stands at first base. So no outs, 1 on. First pitch. On its way, runner will go. Wendell, will the throw be in time? Safe. So the Plainsmen, another stolen base on the day. That might be the fourth stolen base today. As Wendell advances from first to second. So the count, 1-0. A runner at second in scoring position. So the 1-0 to Connor Flagg. Pitch, check swing, low for another ball. So a 2-0. Wendell stands at second. No outs, top of 7. Pitch on the way. That one in there for a strike. So 2-1. Wendell still at second base. Still no outs here in the top of the 7th. The 2-1 pitch on its way. Curved in there. That one fouled high and left. No one can get there in time. So the count now evens out at 2-2. As Tom looks for a strikeout. The 2-2 pitch. Tom on its way, swung at, chop, foul ball. Stays at 2-2 as Tom and Wendell go head to head. Still no outs here in the top of the 7th. The 2-2 count. Tom looks. Pitch delivered. In there. Swing and a miss. That one delivered on time to first base for an out. So the first out of the top of the 7th counted as a K for Brendan Tom. Now Cade Wood, the shortstop, number 6, enters the box for the Plainsmen as Wendell remains at second base. So Tom now looking at Cade Wood. First pitch. Wendell looked like he was about to take off to third base. Decides otherwise and comes back to second. That first pitch doesn't find the strike zone for ball 1. So 1 down for the Spuds. Tom thought about throwing it back to second. Keeps the ball in his hand. So a 1-0 count remains. Tom to Cade Wood. Pitch, swung at, high, fly, foul ball. So that'll even the count now, 1-1. A 1-1 count. Runner on second in scoring position, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Pitch, runner will go to third. Catcher can't get it cleany. So Wendell advances from second to third. Yet another successful stolen base for the Plainsmen. So that one was in there for a ball, which moves the count to 2-1. Now Wendell finds himself at third with 1 out. Pitch swung at, straight to the pitcher. Tom can't get his glove on it. So a RBI single as Wendell will score, and Wood makes his way to first.
And it's now 8-1. Plainsmen lead it in the top of the 7th.
Number 27, first baseman Griffin.
So now a 7-run lead for the Plainsmen with only 1 out here in the top of 7. So a fresh count as Brendan Tom looks at the first baseman Griffin Myers, lefty. Tom checks first base. Wood gets back in time. Safe.
Unsuccessful attempt from Brendan Tom that time. One guy here at the top of the 7th. Plainsmen scored 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and now 1 here in the 7th. They lead this one 8-1.
So still the 0-0 count. Runner will go. Cade Wood will steal first to second as catcher Shagabe couldn't field that one cleanly. So another stolen base for the Plainsmen. Stolen base has been a theme of today's and yesterday's game. Shagabe and the head coach in the infield will come and talk to Brendan Tom as the Spuds find themselves with 1 runner on second. Griffin Myers in the box. This is game 2 of the 3-game series of the Spuds versus the Plainsmen. Last night, Spuds lost 7-8 in 10 innings. And tomorrow, a 5:05 first pitch time. We hope to see you out here at beautiful Wolf Field. This game moved from 7 to 1 because of rain concerns. And I know it looks like a beautiful day now, but trust me, in a few hours, it will be coming down. So play will resume here. A 1-0 count to Griffin Myers. Plainsmen lead by 7. Brendan Tom delivers the 1-0. That one's in there. Strike 1. Oh, I take that back. Called ball. A 2-0 count now. 1 out, runner still on second. Tom delivers, swung at. That'll find the gap too. Myers gets the base hit, and Cade Wood will score. It's an RBI single now. And the Plainsmen get another one. A 9-1 lead now.
Number 26, the left fielder, Cesar Garcia.
So Myers with an RBI single. Scoring, shortstop Cade Wood makes this score 9-1 with Cesar Garcia, the left fielder, now in the box. Still just 1 out here for the Spuds. The second score of this inning for the Plainsmen. First pitch shown bunt, no contact, called strike 1. So a runner at first. Cesar Garcia, the righty in the box, looking at Brendan Tom. The pitch. Time called. Still just 1 out here in the top of the 7th. A 9-1 lead for the Plainsmen. In game 2 of this 3-game stretch. The pitch. That one fouled out right side. An 0-2 count now. So number 26, Cesar Garcia in the box. And Griffin Myers with the single stands at first base. So the 0-2 count on its way. That one outside. Count moves to 1-2. So a 1-2 with one out, one runner on. Tom with the pitch, check swing, counted as a ball. So the 0-2, now a 2-2. 2 runs scored for the Plainsmen here in the for the Plainsmen. So now the 2-2 on its way, swung at, chopped. Tom looks up to make the play. A miscommunication, but the ball goes foul. So count stays 2-2. Myers will return to first base, and Cesar Garcia will pick his bat back up. So the count still 2-2. Myers at first base. Tom looking at Garcia, the pitch. That one in there for a strikeout. So Tom finds his second strikeout of the day. And the out, 2 down.
Number 24, third baseman, Jack Harpool.
So now Harpool, batting 8th in the lineup, makes his way to the plate, number 24. Myers still at first. A fresh count, 2 outs. The 9-1 lead. That one chopped to the shortstop, grounded and played well to the first baseman for out number 3. So there's the end of the top of the 7th. 2 runs score for the Plainsmen, extending that lead from 9-1. The top of the lineup for the Spuds, Daniel Wicks will be hitting, and then Castelli and then Garrett here at the bottom of the 7th. See if the Spuds can get something going and make a little bit of a comeback here. We'll be right back. So the North Plainsmen making a pitching change here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Will Humphrey steps in.
Number 13, right fielder, Lucas.
So Daniel Wicks will lead off here in the bottom of the 7th. He's got a single and a double here today. The first pitch from Humphrey. That one outside for a ball. So the Spuds trailing 8. Second pitch fouled up high enough. So even 1-1. The Spuds 8 hits today, but still trail by 8. A couple of times couldn't capitalize on runners in scoring position. So a 1-1 count here. Daniel Wicks. Another ball. So Humphreys delivers. That one high for another ball. So now a 3-1 count to Lucas Daniel Wicks. First batter here at the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch. That one doesn't catch the corner, so a walk. So a runner now at first. Daniel Wicks makes his way.
Number 9, left fielder Tyler Castelli.
And Castelli now up for the Spuds. He's got 2 singles, an RBI, and a double here today. And Castelli last night, 2 hits, a double, a couple of runs. First pitch from Humphrey, outside for a ball. So Daniel Wicks at first base, Castelli in the box, a 1-0 count. Humphreys checks. That one gets away from the first baseman, Griffin Myers. So Zimmer makes his way from first to second. Humphreys tries to pick him off. An errant throw. And Daniel Wicks moves to second base. So still a 1-0 count. Now a runner in scoring position. Spuds looking to mount a comeback. That pitch catches. So a 1-0 count now. So the 1-0 pitch, that one way inside. Ball 2. So Daniel Wicks made his way from second to third. Umpire called a balk. So Daniel Wicks at third base, a 2-0 count. Will Humphrey just subbing in from the bullpen. The 2-0 pitch, swung at, swing and a miss. So strike 1. Count now 2-1. Still no outs. Daniel Wicks at third. Castelli swings. That one to the second baseman, fielded cleanly. Will be an out, but count it as an RBI. So that will move the score from 9-2 as Castelli bats in Daniel Wicks, and now Gabe Garrett up to the plate. So Gabe Garrett, 1 out. An 0-0 on the way, fouled off, strike 1. So an 0-1 start here to Garrett, batting third in the lineup. He's got a single earlier today. A 9-2 score, that pitch swung at, strike 2. So now an 0-2 count, 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. No runners on. Garrett in the box. That one chopped at to the second baseman, 5-Esh, feels it cleanly. A bad throw to first base. Doesn't field it cleanly. Bounced it to Griffin Myers at first base, so count that as a single for Gabe Garrett. Another error. That makes their second error of the game, which brings up the first baseman, Tyler Stone. So that throw from Five Ash just got away from him, skipped off the dirt, could not be fielded cleanly by Myers. So now a runner on first, a little bit of momentum here for the Spuds. Let's see if Tyler Stone can keep things rolling. First pitch, low and inside, ball one. So a 1-0 start. That's Gabe Garrett with the single at first. The pitch, that one swung at and caught. What a play by the pitcher, Will Humphrey. So a double play after the grab from Humphrey. So the double play eliminates any of that momentum the Spuds had going there. So now we move to the top of the 8 after the Spuds get one back and the bottom of the 7th inning there. We'll be back. So a pitching change here at the top of the 8th for the Spuds. Tom gets subbed out for Logan Reitmeyer, making his debut today for the Canyon County Spuds in their second game of the season. Record sitting at 0-1 after the loss in Game 1 last night to the Plainsmen. The Spuds trail 9-2. The first pitch from Reitmeyer in there for a strike.
Now batting number 5, second baseman, Five Ash.
So Five Ash leading things off for the Plainsmen. Second baseman, that one's in there. Does it catch the inside? It does. Strike 2. So 2 pitches, 2 strikes for Logan Reitmeyer. So the top of the 8th inning, 0-2 count. Third one low, skips in there for a ball. So now a 1-2, and the leadoff hitter, Caden Five Ash, here in the top of the 8th. The pitch, that one outside, evens the count at 2-2. So the lefty Five Ash, the first batter Logan Reitmeyer has to face today. The count 2-2. The 2-2 pitch swung at, strike 3. So 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Logan Reitmeyer.
Number 1, center fielder, Jalen Ruffin.
So now the Plainsmen make their way to the top of their lineup. Jalen Ruffin, the center fielder, in the box. So Reitmeyer, 1 up, 1 down for his start for the Spuds. This pitch in there for a strike. So Reitmeyer off to a good start. The right-hander on the mound, looking at Ruffin, wearing number 1 for the Plainsmen. That one in there, called strike. So now an 0-2 count. Reitmeyer looking at Jalen Ruffin. The 0-2 pitch, 1 out. That one's chopped to third base, fielded cleanly by Galusha. Can he make the throw in time? He does. So a great throw from Nate Galusha there at third base to Tyler Stone for the second out of the inning.
Number 13, right fielder, Bryce.
So now Reitmeyer gets a look at the right fielder, Bryce Zimmerer. The lefty wearing number 13. So 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, 2 up, 2 down. The 0-0 pitch. That one looks high for a ball. So the 1-0 count. Reitmeyer pitching to Zimmerer. That one on the way, swung, fouled back, strike 1. Now a 1-1 count. 2 outs in the top of the 8th in the second game of this 3-game series. So now the 1-1 count, 2 outs. Logan Reitmeyer, the pitch. That one skips away from the catcher for ball number 2. So 2-1 count now to Bryce Zimmerer. So a 2-1 count. 2 outs. On top of the 8th. The pitch. High for a ball. So Zimmerer on the season, 18 at-bats. 3 hits, 4 runs for the Plainsmen. Has started in all 4 games so far. So the 3-1 count now to Zimmerer. The pitch on the way. In there for a strike. So now the count moves to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Zimmerer looking at Reitmeyer. The 3-2 swung. Will that find the gap? Second baseman comes over to make the play. Will he make the throw? He won't. So a 2-out single for Bryce Zimmerer, as second baseman Gabe Garrett couldn't get the throw to first base in time. That brings up the DH, Nate Wendell now. So the count resets. Reitmeyer allows his first hit of the day. Coming in at the top of the 8th for the Spuds. So the 0-0, 2 outs, high and outside. The 1-0, runner on, Zimmerer at first. Reitmeyer tries to pitch off Zimmerer at first. Zimmerer gets back in time. So he stays at first. The count still 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, high and outside. So 2-0. You can see our mascot here, Spudley, making his way around the stadium. Probably one of the most unique mascots you will see. A potato with a baseball jersey on it. So the 2-0, that one's real high, and Zimmerer will make his way from first to second as that pitch gets away from Shagabe. And now a runner in scoring position. 2 outs, and a 3-0 count in the top of the 8th.
Spuds trying to keep this game where it is as they already didn't have to score 7 with only 6 outs to work with offensively. You don't want to let the Plainsmen score any more.
So the 3-0 count as the Spuds trail 7 here in the top of the 8th. The pitch, that one's high and a walk. So Wendell makes his way to first. Now runners on first and second, still with 2 outs. And Connor Flagg makes his way to the box.
Flagg is 1 for 4 today. Back in the 5th, he singled, scored, or stole a base and
Flagg playing his 3rd game for the Plainsmen. He's got 11 at-bats, 4 hits. Here comes the first pitch. That one is also high for ball 1. So a 1-0 count now as Wendell stands at first base and Zimmerer on second for the Plainsmen. Reitmeyer on the mound for the Spuds. The 1-0 count on its way. That one high as well. So a few pitches now getting in there high after walking the last batter. See if Reitmeyer can find that strike zone again after opening up with K. So now a 2-0 count. 2 runners on. Takes a peek back. Reitmeyer delivers the pitch. That one high, and the runners will advance. Another high pitch that gets away from Shagabe. And so runners now both in scoring position with a 3-0 count.
Reitmeyer's has not been able to find this last out after getting 2 quick outs. It was a 2-out single from Bryce Zimmerer and a 4-pitch walk to Nate Wendell, and it's 7 straight balls here from Logan Reitmeyer. 3-0 count here.
So the 3-0 count. Runners now at third and second. Reitmeyer still looking for that 3rd out of the inning. Another high pitch. So the base is loaded. 2 walks now for for Reitmeyer as Flagg makes his way to first. So now Cade Wood, the shortstop, will come in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Looking at pitcher Logan Reitmeyer, who had 1 strikeout in the beginning of the inning. So now the fresh count, Reitmeyer. Reitmeyer finds the strike zone for an 0-1. So bases loaded, 2 outs. Plainsmen leading 9-2. Spuds looking to get out of this inning. The 0-1 pitch, high for a ball. So now 1-1 count here in the top of the 8th. The 1-1, Reitmeyer delivers. That one skips in there. Moves the count to 2-1. So Reitmeyer coming in to relief at the beginning of this inning. Looking to get out of it. The 2-1, 2 outs, swung. That one finds its way fair down the third base line. 1 run scores. Another one will come. A 2 RBI single for Cade Wood. The last thing the Spuds wanted right there. And now they extend that lead to 11-2 in the top of the 8th.
Number 27.
So now the bases have runners on the corners after Wood with the 2 RBI single to extend this lead. The first pitch, that one skips in there. Shagabe handles it. A 1-0 count. So the Spuds started the inning. 2 quick outs, 1 strikeout, 1 pop out. And now they find themselves another 2 runs down. That count will now change to 2-0 after that ball is upstairs. So now 2 outs, a 2-0 count for Reitmeyer. Trying to get out of this inning. Best he can. The pitch. That one popped high towards center field. That's Owen Bischoff looking to make the grab, and he does. So 2 runs scored for the Plainsmen as Reitmeyer made his pitching debut for the Spuds. So we'll move to the bottom of the 8th inning as the Spuds now trail 9 runs, 11-2. We'll see if they can get something going. So shortstop Zachary Schwartzberg looks to get something going here for the Spuds as they trail 9. Anytime you feel like they get the momentum on their sides, the Plainsmen find a way to take it right back, scoring another 2 there in the 8th inning. The top. So first pitch. That one catches the upper corner for strike number 1. So Humphrey on the mound for the Plainsmen. Schwartzberg in the batter's box. An 0-1 count. On its way, that one called outside, evens the count at 1-1. So the Spuds looking to mount a 9-run comeback. There are 2 runs coming from the 5th and the 7th inning. That one, contact made towards the first base. That's Myers looking to make the grab, can't get there in time. So a foul ball. So 1-2 count as Schwartzberg starts the bottom of the 8th inning for the Spuds. So the 1-2 delivering to Schwartzberg, the shortstop. His debut for the Spuds. Big swing and a miss for a strikeout for Will Humphrey, his first of the day after coming in from the bullpen. So now 1 down.
Number 1, the center fielder, Owen Bischoff.
Owen Bischoff looks to get something going for the Spuds. Crowd giving Bischoff a little bit of help, spark some energy. See if he can get this run started for the home team. That one in there for a strike. So an 0-1 count to start for Bischoff. The righty Bischoff wearing number 1 for the Spuds. Time called. Plays resumed. So Bischoff looking at Humphrey. There's the pitch up and outside. A 1-1 count now. So So a 9-run differential between the two teams here. The 1-1 pitch called ball. Count moves to 2-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Bischoff sees the pitch, check swing. Does he go? Called tipped. So that will move the count to 2-2 now. So the 2-2 count, 1 out for Owen Bischoff. The pitch. That one contact made, and it'll go down for a base hit for Owen Bischoff. Oh, a little bit of an error made. He'll go for 2. Is he fast enough? He is. So Bischoff showing the wheels after the right fielder, Bryce Zimmerer, fumbled the ball a little bit. So now a double for Owen Bischoff will bring up the DH, Peyton Flynn. So now Bischoff found his way to second, a runner in scoring position. It's the 9th hit on the day for the Spuds. The fresh count. See what Peyton Flynn can do here. The pitch, swung at, strike 1. So runner in scoring position. Spuds trailing 9. 1 out, second pitch. In there for a strike. An 0-2 count now. With 1 out in the bottom of the 8th here. The 0-2 swung at, that'll find the gap. So Schwartzberg rounds third, he's sent home. Oh, and he slips. So he'll turn his wheels back to get to third base. So Flynn with the double advances Schwartzberg from second to third. He lost his footing when he turned that third base corner. So he stays at third. So Shagabe now up for the Spuds with runners at the corners. So still just 1 out. Now a fresh count. Flynn at first, swung at, strike 1. So an 0-1 count for Matthew Shagabe. So the 0-1 to start for Shagabe. That one fouled off, moved the count to 0-2. So once again, runners on the corners. Spuds trail 9 in the second game of this 3-game series. So the 0-2 count, 1 out. On its way. That one low, a ball. Count moves to 1-2. This is Flynn at first and Schwartzberg at third. 1-2 pitch on its way. That one swung and a strikeout. Will Humphrey finds his second one of the day. So Shagabe strikes out, which brings up Galusha.
Number 24, third baseman Nate Galusha.
Still with 2 outs and 1 runner in scoring position, and Peyton Flynn at first. So Galusha looking to find an RBI. First pitch outside, ball 1. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the 8th. That pitch swung at. Will it find the gap? Second baseman makes a diving play, can't make it. So an RBI single for Nate Galusha. Scores 1 for the Spuds. Makes it 11-3 now. So runners at first and second now. As Flynn is at second, Galusha finds his way to first, which brings up the top of the order, Lucas Danielwicks.
Right fielder, Lucas Danielwicks.
So 2 outs, a fresh count. Spuds looking to rally. First pitch, called for a ball. So the 1-0 count, runners on first and second. Spuds got 1 run this inning. That pitch high, 2 balls. 2-0, 2 outs, 2 on.
Runners at first and second here for the Spuds. Peyton Flynn at second. Nick Galusha at first after his RBI.
Humphrey looking at Daniel Wicks. The pitch catches the corner for a strike. It's now a 2-1 count
Billy Humphrey to Lucas Daniel Wicks.
from Humphrey.
Humphrey's pitched it. Inning and 2/3 now.
So Humphrey delivers the pitch. That one outside. 3-1 now. So now the 3-1. Humphrey delivering to Daniel Wicks. Pitch. That one fouled back, brings it to full. So a 3-2 count. Galusha standing at first. Flynn at second. Full count. Humphrey delivers. That one skips, so the bases will be loaded once more. There's been a few times this game that the Spuds have had the bases juiced. Haven't taken advantage of it. Let's see if Tyler Costelli, who's had 2 singles, a double, and an RBI tonight, can add to his day and spark a comeback. A fresh count for the lefty. The pitch. Swung at towards center field. That's Ruffin tracking that ball and making the grab. So the Spuds score 1, but still trail by 8. So we'll move to the final inning. Top of the 9. As the Plainsmen lead the Spuds 11-3. We'll be right back. So a new pitcher here for the Spuds to come in and close this game out, Blake McFadden. He came in last night, pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit and 1 run, an ERA of 9. So he looks to close this game out for the Spuds and give their offense a chance to come back from down 8. That first pitch way outside for ball 1. So Garcia starting this inning for the Plainsmen, wearing number 26. So McFadden, the lefty, delivers. That one swung at to the second baseman, Garrett. Fields it cleanly. tosses it to Stone for out number 1. So 1 up, 1 down from Blake McFadden.
Spuds by 2. Since that's Jack Harple,
So the Plainsmen, 3 runs in the first, 2 in the fourth, 1 in 5, 1 in 6, 2 in 7, 2 in 8. Leaves them at 11 runs at the moment. McFadden, first pitch inside for a ball. So 1-0 to start. The 1-0 pitch from McFadden. Chopped right at him, hits his leg. Can he make the play in time? Scoop! What a play from McFadden to get the out in time. He ran to that ball and just scooped it from his glove straight to Tyler Stone at first base to get Harpool out in time. So 2 up, 2 down for McFadden as Five Ash steps into the box.
Number 5, second baseman.
So McFadden took that one right off the leg, but was able to recover and get the out. So now 2 outs, nobody on, a fresh count, the pitch, outside ball. So the 1-0, 2 outs, McFadden curved in there inside for a ball.
Spuds will have 3, 4, and 5 due up in the bottom of the ninth as they want to score at least 8. They want to keep this one going.
So the 2-0 count, 2 outs on its way. In there for a strike. Count moves to 2-1 now. So McFadden looking for 3 up, 3 down. Pitch. Does it find the strike zone? It does. An even count at 2-2 now. So the 2-2 count to Five Ash. The lefty McFadden on the mound. That one called low. Count now full. A 3-2 count for pitcher McFadden, dealing to Caden Five Ash, second baseman for the Plainsmen. So the pitch, that one outside, a walk. So the full count walk for Blake McFadden. Five Ash makes his way to first base. Come to the top of the lineup, the center fielder, Jalen Ruffin. We'll look at McFadden. McFadden takes a peek at first, trying to pick off Five Ash, but he slides back in time. So the 0-0, 2 outs in the top of the ninth in the second game of this series. The pitch way inside. Ruffin ducks away from that one for a ball. Jalen Ruffin looking at McFadden. The 1-0. Swung at. 1-1 now. Good changeup there from pitcher McFadden. An early swing from Ruffin. The 1-1 pitch on its way. Outside, Shagabe handles a 2-1 count. So the 2-1, the pitch is on its way. That one can't find the strike zone either. Moves it to a 3-1 count. The Plainsmen winning last night. They're looking to secure the series win today. They will play again tomorrow at 5:05 Mountain Time. That one in there, high for a walk. So 2 walks in a row for McFadden after starting with 2 up, 2 down.
Number 13, right fielder Bryce Zimmer.
So now runners at first and second. Brings up the right fielder, Bryce Zimmerer. So lefty to a lefty. 2 on, 2 outs. First pitch in for a strike. So McFadden and the Spuds looking to end this inning. No damage done, giving their offense a chance to make a comeback. That pitch misses outside. A 1-1 count. So the 1-1 count to Zimmerer on its way. Just barely misses outside, moving the count to 2 balls, 1 strike. So McFadden looking at Zimmerer, a 2-1 count. Runners at first and second, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. That one, big swing and a miss, evens the count at 2-2. So McFadden looks on, looking for a strikeout to end the inning. 2-2 pitch, takes a peek back at 5-Ash at second base, making him stay humble. Now McFadden delivers, swung at, that one called foul. So the count will stay at 2-2. That one hopped to the left of the foul ball line. Leaves the count at 2-2. So the 2-2 count. Still with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, coming earlier on in the inning. 2 walks, leaves 2 runners on. That one outside brings it to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good hands by the catcher, Shagabe, to not let that one get by him. So a full count, 2 outs. After he's walked the last 2, looking for a strikeout. The pitch, that one makes contact with Zimmerer, so he will make his way to first base. So bases loaded off of 3 walks now, which brings up the DH, batting third out of the lineup for the Plainsmen, Nate Windle. I think that's the 3rd train of the game today, just making its way in time for the end of the game. So a fresh count, bases now loaded. McFadden inside, ball. So a 1-0 count. 3 walks leaves the bases loaded. That pitch fouled off for a strike, 1-1 count. So the 1-1, bases loaded in the top of the 9th. Plainsmen up 8 over the Spuds. McFadden called ball. So a 2-1 now. Shagabe able to handle that one. Bases remain loaded. This count moves to 2-1 as McFadden looks to get out of this. Pitch swung on high right field. That one's going to be out and foul. So count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes. McFadden is looking at the DH, Nate Windle. The 2-2 pitch swung at, straight to McFadden. He handles, delivers it to first for out number 3. So McFadden finishes the inning, no runs allowed. A little bit of a scare there with the bases juiced. And now it all comes down to this, the bottom of the 9th. The Spuds look to rally and make a comeback. The Spuds trail 11-3. We'll be back. So one final reminder as we enter the bottom of the 9th inning here. Check out the Spuds on social media. You can find us on Facebook at Spuds Baseball Club, Twitter at Spuds Baseball, as well as Instagram at Spuds Baseball. So to stay up to date as the Spuds travel or the Spuds play at home, check out our social medias for game updates, scores, and fun deals here at the ballpark. So here we are now, the bottom of the 9th. The Spuds trail the Plainsmen 11-3. Up to the plate is the second baseman, Gabe Garrett, who looks to get things started for the Spuds. The pitch, that one swung and will find the gap. So a base hit to lead off for Garrett, and this might be the start of something good here. So Garrett, with his 3rd single of the day, brings up Tyler Stone, the big lefty hitter. There's a double and a single as well today. So no outs. Humphrey still on the mound for the Plainsmen. That pitch outside. Ball 1. So the 1-0 count with a runner on first. That one swung, fouled high and out for strike 1. So a 1-1 now as Garrett still at first base. So the 1-1 count, runner at first, no outs here to start the bottom of the 9th. That one swung, fouled back again. A 1-2 count now as Stone is battling Humphrey. So a 1-2 count for Tyler Stone, the lefty. That one low for a ball, evens the count at 2-2. So Garrett started the inning with the base hit, finds himself at first base. Stone looks to keep the momentum rolling, sparking a comeback here for the Spuds. The 2-2 on its way, that one also fouled off. So a 2-2 count remains.
Solid at bat here from Billy Humphrey to Tyler Stone to lead off this bottom of the ninth. Gabe Garrett standing at first. After he had a first pitch swing and hit.
So now the 2-2 as Humphrey will deliver the pitch. That one in the strike zone for the strikeout. So Humphrey finds his third strikeout here in the bottom of the ninth.
Number 2, shortstop Zachary
So
Schwartzberg.
now 1 out, and Zachary Schwartzberg makes his way to the plate. He's got a single earlier on the day. The righty hitter. Is Garrett still on first base? That one swung and finds the gap on the right side. So a base hit will advance Garrett to second base, and he'll hold there. So now runners at 1 and 2. Still only 1 out.
Both teams have 13 hits here this afternoon.
Number 1, the center fielder.
Just 1 out here in the bottom of the ninth. Owen Bischoff steps into the box for the Spuds. So 2 on for the Spuds, 1 in scoring position. In the bottom of the ninth, trailing by 8. That one high and outside. First ball counted as a ball. So Bischoff looking at Humphrey on the mound. Second pitch catches the upper corner, strike 1. So a 1-1 count. 2 runners still on for the Spuds as they look to mount a 9th inning comeback. So the 1-1 swung at. That might find the gap to left. It will. That will score 1. And the second runner is also sent home. So a double for Owen Bischoff will score 2 for the Spuds as he finds his way on second. So a 2-run RBI. A little bit of momentum for the Spuds. That cuts the lead to 6. So Bischoff hits the double and scores 2. And so now Peyton Flynn up to bat, looks to keep the momentum rolling for the Spuds. So Humphrey still on the mound. 2 more scored, 11-5. Just a runner at second now. That one hit. Can't find any gap, and it's caught by Cade Wood, the shortstop. So now 2 outs. Spuds have their backs against the wall. Trailing 6 brings up Matthew Shagabe, the catcher. So Bischoff at second. He scored 2 for the Spuds. That one outside. Ball 1. So a 1-0 count to Shagabe. That one on the way, also high and outside. 2-0 the count for Shagabe. The 11-5 lead for the Plainsmen. Shagabe, that one inside. So a 3-0 count from Humphrey to Shagabe. And Bischoff standing at second. So the Spuds today are out hitting the Plainsmen, but still find themselves trailing 6 runs. That pitch can't find the strike zone either, and it's a walk. So Bischoff makes his way to first. Bischoff at second. And now Nate Galusha looks to keep things rolling with 2 outs. So as I was saying, the Spuds with 14 hits to the Plainsmen 13, but still trail here in the bottom of the ninth. So 2 on, fresh count, pitch, finds the strike zone. So number 24, Galusha, looking at Humphrey on the mound. Pitch. The 0-1 turns to the 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Nate Galusha. In the bottom of the 9th. That one swung at, fouled high and out of the park. Strike number 2. A 1-2 count, 2 outs. Spuds looking to pull off a little bit of a miracle here in the game 2 of the 3-game series. Galusha, that one outside, a 2-2. So Galusha stays alive. 2 outs, 2 on. That's Bischoff at second. Shagabe got walked to first. The pitch. A ball. So the count moves to full. Galusha looks at Humphrey. 3 balls, 2 strikes, trailing 6 runs. The Spuds have scored 2 so far this inning. Still trail by 6. The pitch. That one's low. So now the base is loaded. Back to the top of the lineup as Daniel Wicks makes his way to the batter's box. So bases loaded once again for the Canyon County Spuds. We've seen this a lot today. Let's see if they can do something here. So Daniel Wicks looking at Humphrey. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. The pitch, swung at, that one's deep, high left field. Will it get down in time? Left fielder Castelli going back, can't get there. That'll score 1. Well, score 2, the 3rd runner coming. The 3rd runner will get there. So 3 runs scored from the double from Daniel Wicks. So his 2nd double a day, scores 3 runs for the Spuds, and now things are a little bit interesting. So 2 outs still, brings up Castelli, who's had a few hits today. The lefty. So 11-8 now. After that beautiful hit from leadoff hitter Daniel Wicks, the right fielder for the Spuds. And now the Spuds find themselves trailing only by 3. Humphrey remains on the mound. Two outs still. The lefty in the box. The fresh count. The pitch swung on, fouled off to the left side. That one headed straight for my car. So strike 1. The 0-1 count. Runner at second, Daniel Wicks. The pitch swung at, that one's up towards left field. That's the left fielder coming to make the grab, and he does. Garcia ends the game. So the Spuds tried the mouth comeback, scoring 5 runs there in the 9th inning, but ultimately the Plainsmen get the best of them. So the final score here in Caldwell of Game 2 of the 3-game series is Plainsmen 11, Spuds 8. So tomorrow will be Game 3. First pitch set for 5:05 Mountain Time. I thank you for tuning in today, and I hope to see you watching tomorrow as well. This is Nick Gruber, the voice of the Spuds. Thank you for watching Spuds TV. We'll talk tomorrow.